morning show where we talk about the latest topics in entertainment. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Tim.
Woo,
Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Well, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame has been destroyed yet again.
Dun, dun, dun.
Trump's star was recently smashed to pieces by a man with a pickaxe, but this is not the first time it has fallen victim to vandalism. Since the presidential election, people have stomped and spat on the star, while others have defaced.
And defecated.
They have, though.
Yeah, with stickers and graffiti. I was thinking defecated because there was a dog that pooped on the star.
Actually, some humans have also pooped on the star. That's a fact. They pulled that video from YouTube, but yeah, a little boy was like, yeah, a nice big steamy turd.
I know that they say that they know the guy who did it, but like, wouldn't it be funny if it was Hillary? She's like, you know what?
Yeah, she's busy in Chappaqua. And I know that for a fact. No, but this Trump hasn't said anything yet. Sorry, the President Trump hasn't said anything yet. But you know this bothers him. I mean, he loves this more than his children, except Ivanka probably. And he was given this in 2007 for his work as an EP on the Miss Universe pageant. His work, walking into dressing rooms unannounced. So you get what you deserve, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think my problem, like, vandalism is never great, but I also don't think sitting presidents should have stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So it's one of those, like...
Well, we've never had this, like, Herbert Hoover did not have a reality show before he became president.
Right.
So we didn't have this issue
Ronald
before.
Reagan was a movie star.
That's true.
Yeah, but he didn't have a star, though. Oh, yeah. I guess you're right.
I'm just saying, you know, everything is in a greater context, and I'm trying to sort of bring that to the table.
That's true.
What I was gonna say, I love how people are talking about this, being like, we don't know why he did it. It's like, you did it because Donald Trump sucked.
Yeah. The first time this would happen is in 2016. The guy literally said, like, I did it for the countless women who've accused him of sexual assault. Like, 19 women. But yeah, this guy doesn't have a specific reason, but like everything, I don't know.
Does he need one
Does he need
reason?
one?
Yeah.
I didn't know that you could just apply to get a star on the Walk of Fame, and if your application, I guess, is accepted, you just pay $30,000. I mean, not just, but you pay $30,000 and you're given a star.
Right.
Yeah.
And that totally like colors my understanding of all of these celebrities, like next to a photo of their star being like, what an honor. It's like, no, you paid for that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until this morning either. But I like to think that maybe, I mean, it would be sad if celebrities had to like pay for it themselves. I'm hoping, like a lot of the times they get a star when they're promoting a new film. So I'm like hoping it's in their contracts, like, okay, I'm gonna do this fourth film for you, and then you're gonna give me a star. So it's like, because it would be so weird if they had to like write the check themselves.
Yeah, I could see some of the Kardashians do
Oh, yeah, for sure. They're like, Chris is like, let me send that, the check's already in the mail.
Exactly.
That's why Madonna won't do it, because she's like, I'm not paying to have a fucking star. Like,
Brad Pitt doesn't have a star, Diane Keaton, a lot of celebrities feel
like superstars. Like, they're like, no, you give me the star for free, because I'm a fucking superstar.
So wait, are we now realizing that like it's not cool to have a star?
No, I mean,
It's not that cool. It
I don't
really
think
isn't.
it is cool. I mean,
also, yeah, this star got shat on and stuff, but if you live in LA, you see all those stars have human shit on them.
Literally.
It's like, oh, there's like tons of homeless people in the
it
streets,
is the
so it's
worst
not that glamorous.
area in LA.
Yeah.
It is terrible.
yeah, it's not like a beautiful
No.
Yeah, nobody's like keeping it clean.
You have off-brand Spider-Mans and like that roaming around trying to take pictures with you. It is like a worse Times Square. I'm telling you, Times Square is hell. So this is like the pits of hell.
Yeah, you're like blowing off pubic hair. You're like, oh, look, it's Mel Gibson.
Right.
It's not,
Yeah.
it's just not an honor.
No, it is not.
Well, I guess they're going to repair it.
But then
somebody
again,
will deface it again. As you see, like he did that to it, but it was already defaced. Like somebody had already graffitied on it.
They could just build a wall around it.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be
Fair.
great, yeah.
He would support that.
Just do
He
that.
would. But yeah, I mean, I'm all for starting a Build Brunch GoFundMe, get us a star in the walk. Basically,
Did you just hear what we said? It's stupid and not cool.
I think we should do it as a statement, and then we make a speech saying this is not cool, guys, but I want to have a star.
Yeah.
I still want one. I'm just too poor to do it. So
We'll get you one. You're the next Oprah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
you want.
Well, you're gonna get one, and we'll be happy for you. Allie will be happy for you, I think.
Yeah.
I will. No, I'm happy.
I feel like Allie would definitely shit on it.
Yeah.
Ellie, if you
I'm
shit on
so
my star,
happy
we're
for you.
over, okay?
Well, I'm young, so
And I'm old.
I make mistakes.
It's all good. Well, Karlie Kloss is engaged to Joshua Kushner, brother of Trump's senior advisor, Jared Kushner. Karlie posted on her Instagram with the caption, "I love you more than I have words to express. Josh, you're my best friend and my soulmate. I can't wait for forever together. Yes, a million times over." Ooh, love.
I just want to see them like fighting a little bit though.
Yeah.
Whenever I see engagement photos, I'm like, is it that good?
Yeah. I think in that moment it was, or is, maybe.
They've been together since 2012.
Yeah.
I think why this is also a story is that Josh Kushner went to the Women's March. He most likely voted for Hillary Clinton. Karlie Kloss was an outspoken Hillary supporter. So it's kind of one of those things where I guess Ivanka and Jared are gonna be invited.
I mean, but let's get this straight. The Kushner family has consistently donated
To Democrats. Yeah.
So, I mean, Jared is the one that's sort of the outlier and that,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like his family is very politically active for the Democrats.
Yeah, and I don't know how Jared's gonna find the time. You know, he's fixing the Middle East, he's fixing the prison system, he's innovating, he's streamlining the government and lying on the security clearance forms. I mean, I don't know what is the time he's gonna to go to a wedding.
So busy. He's the busiest Kushner for sure.
Yeah.
Isn't it so interesting how you're able to set aside sometimes set aside political differences and like, it's been very difficult to do in this climate.
Yeah,
Totally.
Especially with family. I mean, that's gotta be tough.
And especially when like your brother's so directly involved
know.
with so much of the chaos, we'll call it.
The happenings.
The happenings, yeah.
But we were talking earlier, like, he's actually the cooler Kushner, like, more successful, his business has taken off.
He's Oscar, this, like, Millennial healthcare service is a startup. It's already worth, like, almost $2 billion.
Yeah.
Like that. It's incredible.
So Karlie chose wisely.
Yeah, so he got the business genes, clearly, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say Ivanka would give her some fashion tips, but fortunately Ivanka had to close her fashion line yesterday.
Oh no,
Sorry,
that's so
Ivanka.
sad. I'm so sad for her.
I don't think Karlie needs it. I also didn't realize she was only 25. Because I know they've been
young.
dating forever, and I was like, well, why haven't they gotten engaged? But I mean, she's so young. So
And really successful. I mean, she
Yeah.
has her own...
she's everywhere.
Yeah, Code with Klossy, whatever like that. She has her own business. She's the face of like...
She's the face of Express. Like, I see
Yeah.
her on billboards everywhere. Like, she's like BFS with Taylor Swift, so.
Yeah, I was actually excited to find out that she was a Clinton supporter because I didn't know she had made that statement public. But you know, I was wondering, like, does that mean that Taylor voted for Hillary Clinton too? Because Taylor, like, infamously never shared who she
Taylor voted
voted
for Trump twice. Okay.
Yeah.
God, that is so infuriating.
Yeah, the legal vote. Yeah, I mean,
It's
Taylor's...
about tax brackets with Taylor. I think.
That was my whole thing with Taylor, is like you spend the 2 years talk about girl power, girl squad, and you say nothing when
I know.
when the former...
T-swizzle.
I mean, her
so
silence says
frustrated.
it all, though, doesn't it?
Right, when
Yep.
one candidate's, talking about grabbing women by their private areas. What? I'm really happy for them.
Congrats, they're
No,
beautiful.
I really like her a lot. She's cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Anyway, Secretary of State, Senator, First Lady, actress. The new season of Madam Secretary will feature a cameo from Hillary Clinton as well as other former Secretaries of State Colin Powell and Madeleine Albright on the premiere of its 5th season. Guys, I looked at this picture for like 2 hours yesterday, just wishing I was there. I am so excited. I do not watch Madam Secretary, but I should, and I will be watching this premiere.
I'm surprised you didn't Photoshop your face over Tay Leone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just like, that would be your dream situation.
literally, yeah. That is like my dream brunch is right there.
Exactly. Oh, thanks a lot.
Oh, well, besides
Wow. Yeah.
Wow, that was bad.
Yeah,
this.
that
Okay,
hurt my
they're
feelings.
former Secretaries of State. I love you guys too, but come on.
But I get it. I saw Lucas changing his shirt the other day, and his full chest tattoo is of Hillary Clinton's
Just her face.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, this goes directly out to Emmy voters. I know we shit on Trump a lot, and you have a lot of power sticking it to him, but he wants an Emmy more than anything. Like, he would love this Emmy more than Ivanka. Like, he's wanted it. Like, how do we know this? Like, the presidential debate 2 years ago, literally, Hillary's talking about all the things he thought was rigged, and she brought up the Emmy Awards. He goes, should have gotten it. He wants an Emmy so bad. So imagine if you gave an Emmy to Hillary Clinton, he would freak out.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he would. He may nuke LA, but we will deal with that problem when we get there. I'm telling you, best guest actress in a drama, Hillary Clinton. She's won a Grammy, why not an Emmy?
I
my
actually,
God.
I really love Hillary. I think she's amazing. I kind of find all of these appearances she does a little cringeworthy.
Okay.
Of like putting herself constantly in shows and being like, oh, it's me again. You know, it's just like, just stop now. Like, I feel like that's like, it's making it more uncomfortable.
I'm with you on Broad City. I was looking forward to that cameo, and it was super put upon and awkward. But Madam Secretary is a political show. It's really smart. It's really, really well done. And she's coming in as like a politician.
Right.
So we're like not asking her to act. We're asking her to act like herself.
But I wonder why she does this at this point. Is it because she's not running again?
Yeah.
she doesn't need the money.
It's
Is it just to have you talking about it on Brunch?
Yeah, and it's to have fun. Yes, that's probably
but
part of it.
is that even a good thing?
Well, okay, first of all, if you read her book, she's a big fan of Madam Secretary and other CBS shows. But yeah, no, I think she's retired. She makes speeches. She's trying to raise money to connect immigrant parents with their children. She's doing the work she can, but this is something fun for her to do. Also, it's interesting because the character, Elizabeth, decided last season she's running for president. So Hillary Clinton, I'm assuming, will give her advice, main one being don't have a private email server.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I don't know, but I get it.
It's just funny, like, I voted for Hillary, I love Hillary, but, like, this is the reason why people find you annoying.
Right. Well, she's a nerd, and that's why I love her. And
But this is also, like, a new bizarre reality we live in, which like, all politicians are celebrities now,
Right.
and all, like, comedians and celebrities are activists, and it's like, everyone I know who's a comedian on Twitter now is just like, fight for your rights, fight for your rights. There's no more jokes.
Yeah.
And then people are like, can you just be funny again? And they're like, I can't. And you're like, oh my God, what's happening?
So weird.
Yeah.
I feel guilty when I'm like, oh, LOL, I'm constipated. And then people are like, you should be working right now. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Take a shit and move on!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, politicians have the same egos as actors, though.
Right.
And I think every politician wants to be famous on some level. I mean, there's just a certain ego set. So it doesn't surprise me that she's like, well, the president thing didn't work out, but maybe I can be an actor.
Actress on the CW.
But then Al Gore on 30 Rock was hysterical. I hear that a whale's,
it was
whale's in
fine.
trouble.
It was fine.
Joe Biden on Parks and Recreation. It was more funny because Leslie Knope was really funny.
And Joe killed that actor.
Joe killed it.
I love Joe Biden in everything.
Yeah.
I want Joe Biden to have his own CW show where he's just like a sexy girl or something.
A super sexy superhero girl.
Winks at people.
I just wanted to be sexy. Yeah, JoJo. Like, can we just write that?
Go, Joe, go.
I love him so much.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, speaking of the CW Supergirl will feature the first transgender superhero in the upcoming 4th season. Nicole Maines, a real-life trans actress, has been cast in the role of Nina Niao, a reporter who then later becomes a superhero. Good job, CW.
Woo! This is so exciting.
Yeah.
I feel like we've all been talking about this for a long time, about trans actors not getting like the opportunities, they don't get in the rooms, and like you have a lot of like cisgender actors just taking those roles. Like recently we had Scarlett Johansson had to step down, which I was so happy about because at first she was kind of like, her statement about it was like, get over it. And I was like, you're not listening.
You don't get it.
But after like, some thinking, she came around and I was like really, really happy when she stepped down.
I think I don't know that she actually did a lot of thinking and decided to, like, that was a better move. I think she was just trolled so hard that she was like, okay, I have to or I'm gonna, like, lose fans.
That's why social media pressure is actually a big part of, like, progress, I feel like, in TV and film and representation. I feel like the louder we are on social media, we are making changes.
Right.
Yeah.
It forces
And her statement at least seems like she, whether you can doubt her intentions or not, or believe her, that she did learn something. And Nicole, this actress, is an activist too, and definitely has made a statement like what you just said. It's important for trans people to play trans characters and not just have men in dresses, kind of.
Yeah.
So I think it's really significant. It's a major network doing this. With very successful programming. So I'm really excited for this.
I love to see it, and it immediately made me think of Amaya Scott, who's a trans woman who's on the show Star. And I interviewed her a little while ago, and she was saying, like, my dream role is to actually just be able to be a trans actor and play actually, like, any character, to not only have to play. So I think, like, this is one of those things where you can see the progress happening, and it's always really great when you can actually see it happening. And hopefully we get to a point where actors can just act, and it doesn't matter what their identity is.
Right.
Yeah.
And also Greg Berlanti, who produces 800,000 TV shows, is also producing there's a Batwoman who will be a lesbian, also on the CW.
Yeah.
So that's cool too.
Yeah.
A lot of cool superheroes
I love
coming
to see
out.
what we're seeing in the Marvel universe. They have more women action, and they have LGBTQ. I mean, it's like, why not?
But it's like, finally.
We're all superheroes, goddammit.
Yeah, and then Nicole actually said that, like, trans people are superheroes.
Yeah.
In a way. They deal with so much and overcome so much.
I can't wait for lesbian Batwoman because she will just crush at gay bars. I mean, her pulling up in the Batmobile being like, let's go, ladies. I mean, that really hits home for me.
Do you see a real push at Halloween for a lesbian Batwoman?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. That could be. I forecast sort of the gay Halloween trends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
So funny. Well, millennials are outraged after a recent tweet from the Montgomery Biscuits, a minor league baseball team in Alabama. In an effort to bring baseball to the 21st century and attract attendees to its game, the league recently advertised a Millennial Night and tweeted, "Want free things without doing much work? Well, you're in luck. Riverwalk Stadium will be millennial friendly on Saturday, July 21st with a participation ribbon giveaway just for showing up, napping and selfie stations along with lots of avocado.
Yeah.
This is so funny.
It is great.
Yeah.
I love that, like, people were upset about it, which is, like, the millennial response.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's like they're joking.
They
it's
played,
a joke.
People on Twitter played right into all the stereotypes.
Exactly.
They could have literally added complaining on Twitter about being like stereotypes
So true.
to the millennial thing. It was like, why? It's just a joke. It's a joke. And also, it's a joke for the Montgomery biscuits. Like, who gives a fuck?
Look
Whatever.
Look at that little animation of the biscuit.
Yeah, I mean-
With the butter in it, too.
The butter's
love
supposed to be
biscuits.
his tongue. Biscuits are really great,
Amazing.
but the Montgomery Biscuits sounds like a weak team name. I don't feel like biscuits are athletic.
Yeah, you're not gonna be afraid like, oh, we're playing against the biscuits,
Yeah.
guys. Oh my god.
Biscuits
Yeah.
don't even have legs.
Yeah.
How are
That one does.
Also, wait, no.
They're
Their
strong and
mascot
fluffy.
isn't even a biscuit, it's
Is
an
that an
anteater.
anteater?
Yeah.
Like, what? Who is
Or
he?
is it like a
Yeah.
biscuit with a nose?
Or is it Chris Christie in a costume?
That is not
know.
a biscuit with a nose.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Well, have you ever microwaved a biscuit? They do get really weird.
Oh,
So maybe it's like a distorted biscuit that
Right.
got in the microwave and now he's all crispy and crusty. He's happy though. I'm glad he's happy.
But like also like it's funny like your name's the biscuits and you again I guess could have chosen any mascot but you choose an anteater.
Yeah.
Like
Again,
so then it's like
I think it's a biscuit.
You think it's a biscuit?
I think
That
it's
is
still a biscuit.
objectively not a biscuit.
like, in what way
Yeah.
would a biscuit have ears and a long nose?
Maybe it's a croissant. It looks
Ooh,
kind of like a
yes.
croissant, right?
It's a croissant.
They were
Right.
like, just
No
any
two
bread.
parts.
And we're like, the breads are different.
It's an antita.
What I do love, though, is that they had avocado. It wasn't avocado toast. You guys know how I feel about that. I don't like it. They have avocado biscuits. And I was like, I think I could get on board with that.
I don't know what that is. Why do you want that?
Because it's like a fatty treat with avocado. Like, that works better for me.
I thought you don't like avocado.
Yeah.
Toast. But
I
biscuit.
just love bread and butter. That's
I love
my
bread and
favorite.
butter, yeah.
Yeah, bread and butter alone. But
But
also, think
biscuits.
about eating avocado at a baseball stadium.
Disgusting.
Sounds so nasty to me. I'm just like, keep it to yourself. I'm gonna like black out in the little nap station.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean I would be killing that selfie station.
I think
know
it
you
sounds
would.
like a great idea. Like, this would not put me off at all. I'd be like, yeah, this sounds fantastic. I get a ribbon. I get to take a nap.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And they should
I
do
don't. Sorry, I just really hate the idea of like a public like nap station. Like that's so
Yeah.
germy and gross. I hate that. Like some of these like cool offices have like this is the nap room. Like ooh, we all sleep there and we all get herpes. I don't
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Did you get herpes from sheets?
I don't know.
No, but a lot of stuff will go
But it's
down those
okay if
nap
you have
rooms.
herpes, don't worry about it.
At the Montgomery biscuits, no way those nap rooms are gonna be clean. I'm sorry. But yeah, just make something for boomers. Like I don't know, put on TV Land. And invade Vietnam. What other stereotypes of boomers do? I don't know. Make a boomer one. I don't know.
Yeah,
Come at me, boomers.
Land and kick your kids until they're straight. That's
Yeah, right, exactly. Boomers.
I do love that the marketing team, though, heard all this backlash, and they're like, anybody who's upset, any millennials upset, you can come down, visit us, and we'll give you 2 free tickets to the game. So they were able to even capitalize on that, and they've gone viral. So, like,
Yeah.
applause for this little team.
Biggest day for the biscuits.
I didn't know about the biscuits before this.
Yeah.
And now I know about the biscuits. I can't wait for them to win their next game.
Go sports.
Yeah, I care about sports now, yeah.
Well, speaking of sports, now it is time for our special guest. Joey Logano is a NASCAR champion, recently taking home winning titles in the Xfinity Series race at Auto Club Speedway and the NASCAR Cup Series race at Talladega Superspeedway. He's also making his mark off the tracks as the chairman of the Joey Logano Foundation, dedicated to providing support to families and children in need of a second chance. Let's take a look at Joey's recent win.
I'll take Joey Logano when it comes down to a final end of the race, elevating to close the race.
Defensive line here, lane up. He's getting a push from 17. He's going to the line. You are clear.
Everybody on their feet. Logano's going to go top to bottom. And Joey Logano wins Talladega.
Oh, baby! We're back! Woo! That feels so good! Yes! Yes!
It's a great ending of the conversation of the encumbered win. Our last win was Talladega now.
There is no better feeling than winning a race. It felt like we won the Daytona 500 again. Honestly, it felt just like it. You know, it's such a big deal to win these things, and it's hard. You're racing against the best of the best. For drivers, teams, everyone, there's none better. You know, to be successful and to beat them, it's hard. But it feels so good when you're able to do it.
Awesome job! Holy good job. That was perfect.
Please give a warm Build Brunch welcome to Joey Logano.
What's up?
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me here.
So you recently won the, I want to get this right, the NASCAR Cup Series race at the Talladega Super Speedway.
It's even better than a regular speedway. It's super speedway.
Super Speedway.
It's extra big.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was cool to be able to win there. It's a cool racetrack, and we race pretty much every weekend. So we're getting ready to go to Pocono this weekend. So we'll try to get another win.
How many laps is that race?
500 miles was at Talladega. So I think it was. I think it was 160 laps. I think there, and this will be 400 miles here this weekend. So they're long races. The cars, they get hot. You know, they take all the creature comforts out of them. You know, so the AC and all that's gone, and so it gets really hot. It's about 140 in there. So it gets really toasty, but you want to go fast. So I'd rather be uncomfortable and win.
Joey, I'm gonna be honest
The
with you.
opposite.
You gotta be cold and slow.
No, I don't want to win.
Yeah.
That's why you don't race.
Yeah, that's why we're talk show hosts.
You guys don't even have cars here in New York.
No, we have
I
subways.
don't even know how to drive.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, how do you do this?
I don't know a lot about NASCAR, but I read that it's the most popular form of racing in the U.S. So I'm wondering, how does one become a NASCAR driver? And also, what is the training that goes into being one?
Yeah, so for me, I've been racing since I was 6 or 7 years old, and I got a go-kart for Christmas, and absolutely loved it. I was the kid that had all the little cars, and I raced them all the time. I loved that stuff, and I was just able to follow my dream. Just kept trying different things and moving up different ranks. There's a lot of different forms of motorsports for young kids to be able to start up, and you just make the most out of the opportunities you get. You win the right races in front of the right people, it creates an opportunity, make the most of that one. You just keep stepping up one after another, and eventually you end up racing against the best, where I found out that gets even harder. But it's been definitely very rewarding, a lot of fun. And like I said, there's no better feeling than beating the best, right? When you're able to win a race and pull into victory lane, you see your team there, you see everybody, and everyone's screaming and yelling and doesn't know how to put anything into words because we're just all yelling. Those are the best feelings.
Yeah.
I'm curious. You mentioned the best. Who was a driver that you really admired that you got to compete against, and what was that like? Because it's always like a weird feeling, I'm sure, but exciting.
It is cool. The shelf life for a race car driver is pretty long. The experience pays probably more than even youth does. So for me, as a kid growing up, I watched Jeff Gordon. He was probably my favorite driver, and I remember meeting him when I was 7 at a racetrack. I was like, man, that's so cool. I met Jeff Gordon. It wasn't 12 years later, I'm lining up on the grid next to him. Wow. I'm getting ready to race him. And then I raced him for a win at Texas and was able to beat him. And I thought that was the coolest thing. Yeah. I was like, man, that's my childhood hero. And now when I meet little kids.
So he thought it was cool too.
I don't think he did. But now when I meet little kids, they're like, oh, I'm going to kick your butt one day. And I'm like, well, you might. That could happen. So it's kind of cool to see that whole, kind of come full circle.
Yeah, it's definitely rare in sports, I would think, be able to compete against your heroes.
Right, yeah, it's definitely very rare. So it's a cool feeling to have that.
How do you what is the training that goes into preparing for these races? I mean, in my head, as someone who doesn't professionally race and drives a car sometimes, you're just driving around and what is the preparation like?
So the preparation starts months in advance for each race. So back at our race shop is in North Carolina. It's at Team Penske. There's 400 employees working there building our race cars, and there's 20-something race cars per team, pretty much. So there's a lot of preparation comes into because what works good at Pocono this weekend didn't work good at Talladega or the next track. So each track takes something different. The setup changes and all that. As a driver, I prepare. I work out every morning, and then I watch a lot of film, spend a lot of time with the engineers. That's kind of where my job is I have to try to communicate what my car is doing. So you got to put your feelings into words, which I know we all are not very good at sometimes. And so it's tough. So you got to have that chemistry with your team to be able to tell them what your car's doing, and then we have to be able to have that kind of engineer speak to be able to make the right adjustments when we're at the racetrack. So all that preparation throughout the whole week all comes down to kind of where you end up on Sunday. So at least we got a report card at the end of the weekend. You know where you finished, you know what happened, and you move on from there.
Yeah.
I actually trained for this one day. I did a crash course to be part of a pit crew.
It was a crash course?
No, it was a crash course. I did this competitive TV episode where I had to change the tire and fill in the gas, and it was so stressful. And I did it in a minute and 15 seconds, which is way too long if I was really on the racetrack. I think they do it in 30 seconds, right?
13 seconds.
13?
Yeah,
oh,
30 seconds we'd be in really big trouble.
Oh, really? Okay, so they have to do that in 13 seconds, and the tires were so heavy. I was my arms are gonna break off. But they were like, if you get one thing wrong, like a bolt is loose, like you could potentially like ruin this man's life, his career. Also, like he could lose his life. So like, has there ever been a moment where you're working with your team and you didn't communicate something and there was like a scary moment when you're out there?
I don't know if there's really scary moments. I mean, there is, right? But you get used to it. I guess when you strap in a race car, you understand the risk, you know what there is. But the team aspect, I think, sometimes gets overlooked of what NASCAR racing is all about. You know, we talked about the 400 people working at the shop, but you know, the team that comes to the racetrack with us and the changing the tires and putting gas in the car in 13 seconds. That's what it comes down to at the end of these races sometimes. And if you have a 15-second pit stop, you're going to lose 4 or 5 spots on pit road, and that gives up your chance to win. Or in your case, like you said, if you have a loose wheel, you got to come back in to tighten the wheel up. You lose everything you had on the racetrack, all that track position you had. So it's a team sport, and the pit crew is probably one of the coolest pieces because a lot of them are athletes from college or something like that didn't quite make it pro in whatever their sport was at the time, but they're still great athletes. And we're able to take them and form them into pit crew members because there's a lot of athletic stuff they got to do out there to be able to throw a tire around that weighs 60 pounds and you know, changing tires and running around a car and fueling. I mean, there's a lot going on. So. And they have to do that under a lot of pressure, and that's what athletes know how to do. They know how to handle pressure very well.
And I know that more and more women are getting into NASCAR. So why do you think that is?
I think that's great. It should. You know, I think it's an intriguing sport. You know, I think there's a lot of opportunity for women in our sport. Obviously, as drivers, but not only drivers. You know, there's a lot, you know, throughout our sport of other jobs that women do a great job at. So it's definitely, we're growing from that aspect, which is great. We need to as a sport, and it's cool to see a little bit of that coming along.
Yeah.
I actually think it's a higher proportion of women watching NASCAR than any other sport on TV. Which is crazy.
I would have never thought that.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't ever think that.
Aren't there a lot of female drivers though?
Girls like cars too.
That is true.
I know we do. But
You're also a TV star in a way. You are featured on Twin Turbos on Discovery Channel, and because I think you mentor Brad on the show, who's trying to become a driver. What is that like working on that TV show?
It's something really neat to be able to do some different things outside of what your normal job is. You know, there's a lot of cool things that come along with being a race car driver, and a lot of opportunity that sits there. You know, and Discovery Channel, I've had a great relationship with, and they started a show called Twin Turbos, where it's Brad DeBerti, he and his dad, they build these really cool custom cars for like the SEMA show and a lot of really neat car shows, and he wants to be a NASCAR racer. And I said, oh, that's great. You know, it'll be a great way that we can I can help him out, and I can watch him build really cool cars, and I'm a car guy right off the bat, so it kind of fits really well, and was able to build a great relationship with him, and he's moving along. It's a long journey to get to the Cup level. Think about it. There's only 40 seats. There's only 40 cars on the racetrack, and we talk about a shelf life of a driver being, you know, up to your mid 40s in age. It's really hard to break in, but they're on that journey. It's going to take a long time, but it's fun to be a part of it and help guide them along.
And like, I think explain it to a whole new world of people too, like getting to see all the things that it takes. And so for you as an insider, what is something that people don't know about NASCAR drivers?
Well, I think I told you some already. You guys are already surprised.
I learned a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things. You know, I think the fact that we race 38 times a year, and we're constantly in the car, constantly doing things. We don't just show up and drive, like you said. I wish that was that easy, but there's so many different aspects of what a race team is all about. And you know, we have marketing departments, we have engineering departments, we have manufacturing departments, athletic departments, you know, transportation departments. There's so much that goes into a race team. It's like a bunch of little businesses all running out of one. I think that's kind of neat to see, and I think a lot of people don't notice that.
Yeah.
We don't show it that much, I guess.
I mean, sorry to say this, I think the most impactful thing you do is your foundation, which after reading about it is quite significant and incredible. One of the organizations you work with, the Nurse Family Partnership, I never heard of that before. Could you explain more about that one specifically, and also what your foundation does as a whole? Yeah,
so Nurse Family Partnership, great organization we've worked with before, works with single moms that are kind of put into a spot that they need some help, teach them how to, you know, care for a kid, gives them a lot of the resources to help, you know, raise a a contributing member of our society, and it's just a great thing. That's what the Joey Logano Foundation is about. It's our mission is to give second chances to kids and young adults in crisis. Obviously, that organization fits right in. The other part is to inspire others to live a life of generosity. And I say that because I have this great platform as a race car driver. I'm here talking to Lord knows how many people. And if you can inspire someone to not only give financially, but to just smile at somebody sometimes, just do the right thing. And, you'd be amazed on how much that can change if we all think that way. And like I said, God's given me a great opportunity to do that, and it'd be wasteful to not do anything with that, right? It's cool to win trophies, but they're here today, gone tomorrow. But if you can impact somebody's life, that's there forever. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so nice and handsome. I also know you have the JL Kids Crew, a part of your foundation. I know we have a clip of that, so let's take a look.
All right.
JL Kids Crew started off of a child named Jake Leatherman. Unfortunately, he passed away when we went to his funeral. Over 100 members from NASCAR race teams were there, and we were able to honor him that day. And while we were there, I was sitting there talking to my wife, Brittany, and I thought, man, we've really missed out on an opportunity here. We were too late. We weren't able to meet him while he was still around and give him a great experience. So off of that, we started the JL Kids Crew. We've been able to do 3 of them now that have been spectacular. And so much fun to be able to give these kids that are huge race fans, that are going through so many different struggles that I couldn't even imagine how tough it is for them, and to just give them a day that's stress-free. Go to the racetrack that they love, have some fun, see all the ins and outs of the NASCAR experience that normal race fans don't get the opportunity to see, and these kids deserve it. So it's great to be able to do that.
Love that.
Those little racing suits are so cute.
Oh, it's the coolest. They're exactly the same.
Yeah.
And, just to see their face when you bring them to the racetrack and their names on the car.
Yeah.
And we don't give them a VIP experience. We make them part of the team. You see someone pushing the car. And we let them set the air pressure, some little tasks like that. And it makes them feel, normal, because they go through so many things in their lives. And it's neat to just see them smile. But probably even the cooler part is to see their parents smile, because you think about how much they got to go through, watching your kids struggle with some kind of condition. That's hard. As a parent now, I couldn't imagine my little guy going through some of these things and how that would make me feel. But to be able to see them smile after all that would make me feel amazing. So a lot of times when we're doing this, I end up staring at their parents a lot, because I'm like, I just want to see what their reaction is just as much as their child. So it's pretty neat.
Do you ever hear back from these families, the children or their parents, about the day and the experience they had?
Yeah, we end up building relationships with them, right? You can't help it. I see them a lot during the day, and they're so nice people, And I don't know if you guys have met many kids that have been through a lot at a really young age, but they're so much more mature over their years. It's incredible. You meet a lot of spoiled little kids. And these kids are not. I mean, they get it. They understand what life is about at such a young age, and it's amazing. So, I end up, still seeing them a lot. They show up at appearances and call them, talk to them a lot. So it's a lot of really cool things.
That's awesome. And you recently became a father yourself.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes. So that was awesome. That's hard.
Yeah.
You guys have kids?
Right.
You don't have kids here?
No.
Well, no, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, make sure you're ready. Yeah. Because it's a life-changing thing.
So raising kids definitely harder than being in a car at 104 degrees,
Yes.
1,000 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. Good to know.
Well, you don't know what you don't know until you get there, right? It's like you have no clue what's coming at you. And it's funny because I always laughed at my dad. He always goes, it's hard to raise parents. And it's honestly true. At this point, you don't really know exactly what you're doing. We just search everything all the time. What's this mean? What's this mean? And of course, every search brings you to something that's way worse than what it really is.
Off of what it is.
Exactly. So, but it's been fun to see him grow, and he's 6.5 months now, and his name's Hudson. He's just the coolest little guy. And now he's smiling and giggling. He's got a little personality now, and We give him a lot of golf cart rides. He loves golf cart rides, which is, you know, at the racetrack, we put him. And the coolest thing to me is he puts his hands on the steering wheel. I'm like, yeah, you know, let's drive.
Early.
Yeah. How would you feel about him becoming a NASCAR driver?
I would be okay with it. I'm not going to push it on him. I hope he likes cars, because I'm a car guy. So I hope that, you know, I remember growing up as a kid, you know, you go get ice cream with your dad and his whole hot rod. And, like, to me, that was really special. And I hope that he's into that. But driving is up to him. I want him to do whatever he wants to do. I want him to be the best in the world at whatever it is. You know, if he's going to be a garbage man, he better be the best one at it, and work towards that. And I think that'll, you know, lead to so much more opportunity, right? As long as you take that opportunity that you have, no matter what it can be, and make the most of it, the opportunities leading after that are endless. So, you know, as long as I push him to do that, I think that'll be important. And it's exciting to know what it's going to be, because you have no clue. Like, what is it going to? Like, my wife and I, we laugh sometimes. I'm like, think about this. Someday we're going to be pulling up to Hudson's house. You know, we're going to be pulling to where he lives. And, like, that's so weird, because right now we're holding him and he's crying nonstop. And he likes to cry. He's really good at that.
Yeah, they're pretty good at that, babies.
I
Yeah.
think we have a cute photo of Hudson that we took.
Are you swimming or something?
Or a video of him
Yeah.
swimming?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a
we had
photo of
swim
him.
classes.
So cute.
He might be a swimmer. He does like to swim.
Oh, yeah.
He slaps the water a lot. Oh, there it is.
Do you know Michael Phelps? Could you get him?
No, I don't.
Ooh.
We could. I'll know some people. We can
Oh, okay.
That is so cute.
Yeah, he loves the water. So whatever makes him stop crying.
Well, Joey, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
This was great. You can catch Joey Logano on the track with Team Penske at the NASCAR Cup Series, and you can learn more about his foundation at www.joeyloganofoundation.com. That's all from us. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same table.
Thank you so much.